I keep getting stuck as I try to blurt it out. Skill, disregard, and ignorance are out. The devil's symbols, magic, and technology. But let's look at the Crowley deck. Gang, prudence, failure, success, worry, power, works, change. Don't know where the 10 of disc is at the moment. Ruin, cruelty, interference, futility, science, defeat. I liked my drawing of that in particular. Truce, sword, sorrow, peace. I wonder what happened to love. Satiety, you know, we're on to the cups now. Oh, wait, no. Love is the two. Okay, yeah, nothing's missing there. Happiness, indolence, debauch. Yeah, I think that was on a painting I gave my brother. I did a poem that included the arrangement on the painting and wrote it to a woman in LA, I think it was. Disappointment, luxury, abundance, love. Some people don't like the Crowley cards because they contain too much symbolism or simply because they're associated with Aleister Crowley. But the wands are the last, or the top suit in your ascent. But really it should be pips, court cards, aces, and then the trumps in your order of ascent. But so oppression, strength, swiftness, valor, victory, strife, jihad, completion, wealth. Okay, that's where wealth went. That's the 10 of disc. We're looking at different states when we look at the pip cards. Virtue, I use that as a symbolic offering. I related the virtue card to a symbolic offering, and when I had an initiation that I will share on this channel at another time. Dominion. Lon Milo Duquette loves the Princess of Cups cards. The Prince of Disc, the Queen of Disc, the Knight of Disc. Now, the cutting down of the wheat and the fall and the green, and that's where I place that nowadays. The Princess of Swords. Remember, the princesses and the aces are on the same tier. the Prince of Swords, the Queen of Swords. You know, this is the removal of the egregores and all that, and realizing the structure of consciousness, the real beings behind some of these things. The Knight of Swords. The knights are taking the places of the kings, obviously. The Princess of Cups. I also did an interesting version. I called them the Astendahudi. The Company of Thoth Tarot was my reversion of this, and gave it to Christian family members, and I wonder how much of it survives. The Prince of Cups, the Queen of Cups, sort of the development of the Princess of Cups. I've wanted to direct her development towards that, but it was not her will. She doesn't know her true will, but anyways, the Knight of Cups. I made that cuter, but I fragmented all of these for stripping of them of their symbolic value. Maybe I added a little of my own color symbolism and things. It's important to look at my art and try to say the Queen of Wands. Remember that EA co-wedding spoof video? They were making a joke about EA co-wedding, and they called that the slut card. But it's sort of the dominatrix sort of card of the deck. The Knight of Wands. The Ace of Disc. The Ace of Swords. Some people particularly liked my Ace of Disc. The Ace of Cups. Same thing with the cups and the wands. The jaggedness of the different bright colors in the way that I did it. The universe. The Ion. Some cards have the sheen as... Some decks have the sheen as the Fool. Some of the older decks. The Sun. Remember that lesson in the Quran where you had the people at the what did they do there? You had those people, they had that they put the treasure in their walls. The liberation through joy is one of the meanings of the card, but you also get from this card the treasure in the wall for when they reach maturity. The Moon. Not as creepy or lunar night sort of darkness and witchcraft that you see in some cards. You don't see it as blatantly obvious in that one. The Star. So the He. It's the age of Aquarius, so the house is Aquarius. So that's different in that deck. The Tower. All these cards are kind of shift over, so you used to have the Pei, the Ein, and now it's at the Pei. The Devil. Oh, the one with the horns kind of that moons you, Art. Instead of Temperance. You got Death. The Hanged Man. Which is not the... we got to do our own work. No Savior God's going to do it for us. So there's some indication that there. Controlling lust rather than denying lust is the true strength. And the Theth instead of the Lamed. The Fortune card. Yeah, I did a whole card of this with more detail on the round of the decans and their planetary symbolism and stuff. The Hermit. Well, I did my Golden Dawn Tarot was the most detailed that I did of the fortune. Adjustment instead of justice, because, you know, there's more to it. Adjustment is a broader theme, I think. The Chariot, sort of the August theme, because then it starts to get cooler starting in August. You got the Lovers, sort of a marriage, but it's marriages are covenants. It's not just justifying your sexual appetites or trying to say, well, we're married now, so, but before that we couldn't admit to anything. Some people have that issue, but anyways, the Hierophant. The trumps are all station cards. So the Thade is not the star. And the Empress, the Priestess, the Magus. A few different versions were painted of this. That does not mean that there's supposed to be the three wise men. And yeah, people, that does look like a surfboard if you don't know what's going on there. If you don't, because see that wand, the wand sticking out there. You got the Fool card, and let me close in saying what the next video is going to be. The Devil's Symbols, Magic and Technology.